Uh, Deepika ma'am, I requested you please introduce our speaker sir, Sanjay sir, and give him
Good
a welcome
afternoon.
note.
Yeah, good afternoon. Thank you very much. Good afternoon. I welcome you all to this wonderful event wherein we have Dr. Sanjay Rautela with us from NSIC. And we are going to have this wonderful, healthy discussion on the MSMEs and how the NSIC is going to support us. Let me give you a brief about Dr. Sanjay Rautela. He's a general manager in NSIC since 2008. And during these 16 years, he has contributed wonderfully in skill development, business development, and organizing exhibitions, seminars, and campaigns for the SME units. And he has been liaising with various government authorities and ministries. And he has also been helping in making the various policy formulation for development of MSMEs, etc., in Uttar Pradesh and Uttarakhand. So I welcome you, sir, to this event, and I really look forward for this discussion. Thank you. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. A very good afternoon from the family of NSIC. And thank you for giving us a chance to showcase what we are doing for the development of MSMEs. As you are one of the stakeholders of MSMEs, I think MSMEs cannot survive without a CA. Good afternoon, Chawla sir. Thank you very much for giving us a chance. In fact, I think for participation in MSME Yatra last week, that was well attended at your campus, Northern Campus.
Thank you, sir. Good
and
afternoon,
it was attended
everyone.
by a number of CAs and upcoming CAs and startups and MSMEs also.
Thank you,
think
sir.
now
Today,
the Yatra is over or this is
no,
the last day?
No. Good afternoon, everyone. Myself, CA Raj Chawla, Vice Chairman and MSME and Startup Committee of ICI. This our MSME Yatra was started on 27th June 2024 on International MSME Day from Bangalore. And it entered in our northern region on 22nd of August when our guest speaker sir was also available at our Vishwas Nagar Delhi auditorium. So on that day, sir, we covered Delhi and Faridabad. Next day, Gurgaon and Rewari. On the very next day, we were at Bahadurgarh and Rohtak, and then Bhiwani and Hisar, and then Sirsa and Bathinda, and after that, Amritsar and Jalandhar, then Jammu, and tomorrow we were at Ludhiana and Sangrur, and today just I completed our today's seminar at Patiala, and now I am going to Chandigarh, then Shimla, then Ambala, then Yamunanagar, then Kurukshetra, Karnal, Panipat, and Sonipat. So this yatra will cover my northern region on 3rd of September, and I will be back to my home on 4th of September, sir. So thank you very much for giving your details of your NSIC schemes for our MSME sector. So I am thankful to you for sparing your valuable time. And also our madam for moderating, and she's also very good speaker on our MSME schemes. So thank you for joining. So please continue your session now, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, madam.
Yeah, Devang, let us first start with the film.
Last year in our Faridabad seminar, Deepika madam was also speaker.
Oh, really? So, that's great.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for giving me the opportunity. Thank you,
madam. Thank you. Please continue.
Yeah, now we are starting with a very short film which gives you a glimpses of what all we are doing. It is a short film of 5 minutes. Devang,
yes, sir. Please, sir. Please continue.
Yes, sir. I'm playing, sir.
अगर आपकी सोच सही है, नेतृत्व क्षमता है, कुशाग्रता है, जोश है। तो आप विजयी होंगे। आप सफल होंगे। आप छोटे हैं तो भी कोई अंतर नहीं पड़ता, क्योंकि छोटा बड़ी उपलब्धि प्राप्त कर सकता है। इसी तरह छोटे उद्यम किसी भी देश की अर्थव्यवस्था के विकास में महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका निभाते हैं। भारत में भी एमएसएमई क्षेत्र एक अत्यधिक जीवंत और गतिशील क्षेत्र के रूप में उभरा है, जो अंततः भारतीय अर्थव्यवस्था पर एक बड़ा प्रभाव डाल रहा है। राष्ट्रीय लघु उद्योग निगम एनएसआईसी सूक्ष्म, लघु एवं मध्यम उद्यम मंत्रालय का प्रमुख उपक्रम है, जिसे सूक्ष्म, लघु और मध्यम उद्यमों के विकास को बढ़ावा देने और विभिन्न योजनाओं को क्रियान्वित करने के लिए स्थापित किया गया है। एनएसआईसी भारत सरकार के विजन मेक इन इंडिया, डिजिटल इंडिया और स्किल इंडिया की दिशा में आगे बढ़ते हुए एमएसएमई को सहायता, प्रोत्साहन और बढ़ावा दे रहा है।
मैं आज लाल किले की प्राचीर से विश्व भर में लोगों से कहना चाहता हूं, कम मेक इन इंडिया।
आईएसओ प्रमाणित एनएसआईसी विपणन, प्रौद्योगिकी, क्रेडिट एवं अन्य सहायता सेवाएं प्रदान कर लगातार 6 दशकों से भी अधिक समय से एमएसएमई को सशक्त कर रहा है। विपणन सहायता के अंतर्गत एमएसएमई के लिए विभिन्न योजनाएं और सहायता उपलब्ध है। एकल बिंदु पंजीकरण योजना एमएसएमई को सरकारी खरीद कार्यक्रम में खरीद वरीयता के लिए सक्षम बनाती है। हमने एनएसआईसी की एकल बिंदु पंजीकरण योजना के साथ पंजीकरण किया है और हमें L1 के मुकाबले 15% खरीद वरीयता भी मिलती है, और ये हमारे लिए एक बड़ा फायदा है कि हमें वित्तीय लाभ भी मिल रहा है और 15% खरीद वरीयता भी मिलती है। कंसोर्शिया और टेंडर मार्केटिंग। हम एनएसआईसी के द्वारा भारतीय रेलवे और रक्षा की निविदाओं में भाग लेते हैं। हमारे पास धन की कमी भी रहती है, लेकिन फिर भी हमें ईएमडी आदि का भुगतान नहीं करने का लाभ मिलता है। कच्चे माल का वितरण, थोक उत्पादकों से कच्चा माल खरीदकर और एमएसएमई को उनकी आवश्यकता के अनुसार वितरित कर उनकी मदद की जाती है। हम एनएसआईसी से कच्चा माल खरीदते हैं, हमें एमएसएमई के लिए सरकारी सब्सिडी मिलती है। हम स्टील अथॉरिटी ऑफ इंडिया जैसे निर्माताओं से सीधे खरीदने में असमर्थ होते हैं, लेकिन हमें उनसे कच्चा माल प्राप्त होता है। ई मार्केटिंग वेब पोर्टल एनएसआईसी का B2B वेब पोर्टल msmemart.com व्यापार सौदों और उत्पादों की सोर्सिंग के लिए एमएसएमई को एक ऑनलाइन प्लेटफॉर्म प्रदान करता है। विपणन कार्यक्रम एवं प्रदर्शनियां। एनएसआईसी राष्ट्रीय एवं अंतर्राष्ट्रीय प्रदर्शनियों का आयोजन करता है और उसमें भाग भी लेता है। क्रेडिट सहायता। क्रेडिट किसी भी उद्यम की रीढ़ है और एमएसएमई को समय पर और प्रतिस्पर्धी क्रेडिट सुविधाओं के लिए चुनौतियों का सामना करना पड़ता है। इस योजना का ये लाभ है कि अगर हमारे पास कोई बड़ा ऑर्डर है तो हम कच्चे माल की खरीद के लिए हम एनएसआईसी पर भरोसा कर सकते हैं। हमें कच्चे माल की खरीद में छूट भी मिलती है। अगर हम कोई ऑर्डर समय पर देते हैं तो वो लाभ में भी जुड़ता है। एनएसआईसी ऑनलाइन वित्त सुविधा और कच्चे माल के लिए कम अवधि की वित्तीय सहायता भी प्रदान करता है। एमएसएमई की ऋण आवश्यकताओं को पूरा करने के लिए विभिन्न कमर्शियल बैंक के साथ एनएसआईसी ने समझौता किया है।
अंत में मैंने एनएसआईसी की वित्त सुविधा केंद्र टीनिया शाखा से संपर्क किया। कुछ ही समय में उन्होंने बहुत ही प्रतिस्पर्धी दरों के साथ मेरे ऋण को मंजूरी दे दी।
टेक्नोलॉजी सपोर्ट। वैश्विक चुनौतियों और अंतर्राष्ट्रीय मानकों को पूरा करना हमारी जरूरत है। एनएसआईसी पारंपरिक और उच्च गुणवत्ता तकनीकी प्रशिक्षण, प्रौद्योगिकी उन्नयन, मटेरियल परीक्षण प्रयोगशालाएं एनर्जी एवं एनवायरमेंट ऑडिट का हमेशा समर्थन करता है। रैपिड इंक्यूबेशन प्रोग्राम। एनएसआईसी के रैपिड इंक्यूबेशन प्रोग्राम के द्वारा उभरते उद्यमियों को छोटे छोटे प्रोजेक्ट आधारित तकनीकी प्रशिक्षण देकर उन्हें अपना उद्यम स्थापित करने में सहायता की जाती है। यह कार्य टेक्नोलॉजी कम इंक्यूबेशन केंद्र के द्वारा किया जा रहा है। एनएसआईसी ने सफलतापूर्वक भारत में और अफ्रीका के विभिन्न विकासशील देशों में इंक्यूबेशन सेंटर को भी स्थापित किया है। एनएसआईसी एस्पायर योजना के अंतर्गत पूरे देश में लाइवलीहुड इंक्यूबेटर्स को भी क्रियान्वित कर रहा है। एनएसआईसी नेशनल SC/ST हब, यह MSME मंत्रालय की योजना है, उसका भी क्रियान्वयन कर रहा है। हर बच्चा सीखता है कि किसी का हाथ पकड़कर कैसे चलना है। राष्ट्रीय लघु उद्योग निगम NSIC भी आपके साथ चलने के लिए तैयार है, हमेशा और हमेशा।
I hope you must have got some brief about the activities of NSIC. As you know that we are focusing only on MSMEs, and MSMEs or any unit cannot think of their business without the help of a chartered accountant. As I think that almost 95% of your customer must be from the MSME side. So I think it is a huge chunk of business for MSMEs also. So I request Devang, can you start a PowerPoint presentation or shall I start?
Sir, you can share it from your side. Yes, sir,
Okay,
no
I am
problem.
sharing it. Yeah, I think uh, yes, presentation has started. It is loaded. I think you all are able to see it.
No, sir. Actually, there is a folder is only open. Presentation is not visible, sir.
Okay. अब आ गया?
Yes, sir. It's visible now.
This is the basic of NSIC, what we are doing. We are helping the MSMEs to access of finance, technology and marketing. And as a CA, you all people are also helping MSMEs in access of finance as well as marketing. As further to marketing, you are helping them to recover their dues. As most of the time when they are stuck up, the role of CA comes. And another one is our online marketing in order to the day-to-day activities. For that, we are having a B2B portal. Then we are focusing on women entrepreneurs also. And a few days back on National MSME Days, I think it was in the month of June, a new scheme was given by the ministry to NSIC, that was a trade enablement and marketing to MSMEs. I will explain about this scheme also. This is the basics of MSME sector, and as a CA, you are knowing everything about it. What is the definition when a unit comes to micro, small, or medium, whatever it is? It is very well known to you, so I am skipping this. So our focus area is access to market, competency by aggregation of the scheme, aggregation to the scheme, various manufacturers. In fact, we are having MOUs with all bulk manufacturers, and we are doing MOU with them for the maximum bulk quantity they are offering. Like Nalco is offering a maximum MOU of 3,500 ton of wire rod and ingots per month. So we are doing with them a MOU of almost 4,000 ton of material per month. So we are getting a heavy discount like almost 3.5% from Nalco. And with our MOU, parties which require only 10 ton per month. They are getting the huge MOU discounts as good as a bulk customer who are consuming 200 or 300 tons per month. So this is main benefit of our schemes. Then access to finance. In this scheme, it is very helpful to CAs also. As a CA, you are known to very few banks where you are having very good relations, whereas we are having a MOU with almost 20 to 30 banks, and we are aware of what type of loan proposals a bank is looking at and which bank is more aggressive in sanctioning of the proposals. So I think our portal of bank type can help CAs. They can take help of us. We are not charging anything from anyone. We are just submitting the proposal received by unit to the banks of their choice. And if they don't have any choice, we submit to a bank which is sanctioning the loans more aggressively so that they can get sanctioned in a less amount of time. At the same time, we are submitting the proposal to 4 or 5 banks so that the party get benefit of the competitive rate of interest. And next one is our access to technologies. Across India, we are having 7 technology centers where we are having common facility centers. We are having NABL accredited labs also. We are doing the skill development training also to the newest field, whether it is computers, whether it is robotics, whether it is solar. In every field, we are imparting training to the students as well as prospective entrepreneurs. Recently, we have signed a MOU with the drone destination. And with them now, we are giving training to the drone pilots, which is the very good sector coming up shortly. As right now, we are going towards the drones. All our government policies are favoring drones manufacturing and doing various things through drones. Even in agriculture, there is a lot of use of drones. Then we are having some business space also across various locations. And we are doing incubation also, where we are helping the trainees and the students how to establish their projects and a small scale industry. Here also we need the help of CAs because they can come give a lecture and tell the students how to prepare a project report, how to prepare a bankable project report. At Delhi, we are having an incubation center at Okhla. I think you can visit this incubation center and see that how NSIC is helping in creation of the business. Then another, our sector is international cooperation, where we are taking our delegations to the foreign countries. Wherever there a demand comes or a technology requirement comes, we are having a separate departments who is working on this field. This is, are you able to listen me? Hello?
Yes, you're audible, sir. You're audible.
Okay. This is our locations. We are having 8 business incubation centers spread across India. Few training centers, offices, few SCST hub offices. Now I will come about the what support we are giving to MSMEs. As in the film we have seen that we are having a B2B portal where unit can get their registration at a very subsidized rate. For the micro units, we are giving a subsidy of almost 75% and up to 25,000, whichever is lower. So hardly with an expenses of 1200 rupees plus GST, a MSME can become our member and they can get various trade leads. They can display their product in our website. It all comes under our marketing support scheme. As we told about our SPRS scheme, which is a single point registration scheme. With this schemes, your clients with who are small and micro enterprises, they can register with us. They can participate in government tenders. We get their capacity verified to the third party agencies, so they get the better deals. And last but not the least, if any tender they are L1, they are not L1, and their rates are within 15% from the L1. And L1 is a large scale industry. So they are getting the price preference. If they match the price with the L1 bidder, they will get the part tender also. This is the benefit of registration with NSIC. We are giving credit support. As the MSMEs are always looking for credit, they have shortage of fund because they are one-man show. One person is generally doing all the activities, whether it is production, whether it is finance, whether it is marketing, or whether it is recovery of dues. The promoter is always busy in it. So here we are helping them. If they are having a non-fund based limit, we are taking it, a bank guarantee from them, and we are supplying them the material through our MOUs with the different stakeholders and different bulk manufacturers. So they are getting their product, they are getting their raw material at a cheaper rates, and ultimately they are able to produce their finished good at a much competitive rates. Another one is a bank tie-up scheme, which I described earlier, that we are having MOUs with the different banks. We are giving technical skill trainings, material testing facility with NABL accredited lab is there. We are doing the job work. We are having CNC machines, latest CNC machines, where the MSMEs can come and do their job work. We are having incubation centers where students who are interested in starting their business can come and learn how to establish their unit. Even we are having some small machines also where they can make their product, they can test market their product, and after that they can approach the bank for their finances. We are having various infrastructure and business park also, like we are having one at Okhla, another one at Bhubaneswar, one at Kolkata, one at Hyderabad, which is available for MSMEs for taking on the rent. At the same time, we are operating godowns for many of the large bulk producers, from where we are supplying material to MSMEs. Another one in international cooperation that I told you, we are helping the delegations in visiting different exhibitions where they are subsidized heavily. Even units are given the airfare as well as DA also for participation in these delegations. Another scheme is our SC/ST Hub scheme, which is basically focused on SC/ST entrepreneurs. We are having a venture capital fund also. If you want to know more about our venture capital fund, you can visit our website at nvcfl.co.in. Basically, it is a scheme launched by Government of India 2 years back. It is a structure operated through mother and daughter funds. So NSIC is having a mother fund, and as on date, 55 venture capital funds are registered with us as a daughter funds. So presently, we are having a commitment of 5,545 crores towards MSMEs for equity participation. And our daughter funds have already given equity support of 8,578 crore rupees to the MSME units. This is the data of July 2024. And in addition to this, as we are having a mother fund, we have given them 999 crore rupees for participation as equity support in the MSMEs unit, doing something new as per the investment philosophy of venture capital fund. And in these 2 years, around 4 or 5 units have already come up with their IPOs. In all, we have given equity support to 460 MSMEs till date. So I think in this field, you can help your MSMEs a lot. Those who are doing something new, something innovative, can come to our venture capital fund where they will be getting the equity support. This will help them a lot so that they can make their prototype, they can commercialize their product at a cheaper rates without any cost of funds. This is a fund created by Government of India, purely by Government of India, and we are having almost 10,000 crore of corpus. 10,000 we are having and 40,000 the daughter funds are having. So it is proposed to give equity support almost to the tune of 50,000 crores to the MSMEs. So you can see that how big opportunity is there for you, for your stakeholders. As normally a unit comes to a chartered accountant for loan only. Nowadays, now onwards, you can tell them that I can help you in getting some equity support also through the venture capital fund. For details, you can see our venture capital fund website also. This is our e-marketing portal where I told you that your stakeholders, your MSME units can register at very nominal cost and get all the benefits like they are having the digital presence. They can prepare their catalogs. They can showcase their products. Tender alerts are also there. And those who are our members, there is a facility of award of contact information. If a tender is issued by a public sector, who have participated in the tenders, what were the rates, who was the L1, what was the rate of L1, such type of facilities are available there. That all with the expenses of 6,000 rupees per year. And for micro, there is 75% subsidy. So hardly 1,200 plus GST per year. Now I'll talk something about e-commerce because MSMEs are facing problem in adoption of e-commerce. For that, this team scheme has come up. Because at present, the onboarding process is complex. Whether it is Amazon, whether it is Flipkart, they are taking higher commissions. They are having hidden fees. So there are multiple registration that we have to register with Amazon also, Flipkart also, Meesho also. With all we have to make registration, which carries some cost. Then restricted data access is there. Their algorithm is favoring large sellers. There is high cost for staying competitive and visible, and their dependence on the intermediaries and distributors for B2B network. For this, Government of India has launched the ONDC, Open Network, that is for MSEs right now. It will help them in digitization of business. It will make their businesses discoverable. MSME can source and procure their inputs from MSMEs and sell on the networks. Major benefit is only one-time single registration is required. In ONDC platform, there are multiple seller platforms. Suppose we can say Paytm is there, Meesho is there, and many other marketplaces are there. So once through ONDC you registered with Paytm, your product will be visible for Meesho only and other ONDC partners also. So one single registration will be required. It will be increasing the profitability of your MSMEs. Analytics and other benefits are also there. So ONDC advantages are there is the open and decentralized network. It is protocol-based network. It allows seller to reach customer across multiple buyer apps. It promotes competition among sellers and service providers. Here benefit is data is owned by the individual participant only. Very lower fee is there for open competitions. High interoperability is there between different apps and services. It is designed to empower small and local businesses. There is open choice to the logistic providers also, and encourages innovation from the multiple players. This is the scope presently ONDC is having. They started with grocery and FMCG, then to food and beverages. Now they are in education, rights, beauty and personal care, fashions, apparels, electronics, appliances, agri product, home and kitchen, health and wellness, financial product, metro ticketing. And the last line there are where they are in pipeline like industrial equipment, travel, medical and lab supplies, wellness and care, toys and games, tourism, books and stationery, legal services, fiber and yarn, automotive supplies, warehousing. Everywhere ONDC is having plan to come. Now this is the team initiative that NSIC is is having a project management unit and launching the team initiative across India for the micro units. This will help the micro units in expanding their market reach, reduce their cost of doing businesses, and under the large World Bank funded project of the RAM, raising and accelerating MSME productivities. It will help in e-commerce enablement of MSMEs through ONDC as the e-commerce channel. These are the benefits for MSEs, micro and small unit. Registration is free. Here they can register and it is free. They need not pay money to the Amazon or other seller network. Here they will register free with the network selling partner, which are available at ONDC. Even Paytm, Meesho and lot others are available here. Their access through ONDC to a wider customer network. They can join ONDC network through any seller app or ONDC. Seller app means Paytm, Meesho, etc. Then financial assistance or subsidy is also available there for the MSMEs. Account management facility services are available. Hand-holding support is available for the micro units and small units. Then localized e-commerce access is also there. This is the subsidy we are giving. A unit MSC who needs the cataloging support. Main problem of our MSMEs are they are having their product, but they are unable to make their cataloging. So here the seller network, for example, I am right now taking the name of Paytm, which is in the ONDC network. They will help the MSMEs, MSCs for cataloging. Once the cataloging is done, they will be reimbursed, not the MSCs. The seller network will be reimbursed 2,500 rupees per MSCs for the cataloging purpose. When there is a transaction, suppose a MSI is registered with the unit and able to sell a product, so they are getting the almost 5,000 rupees for the transactions. It will help to boost the sales. Then demand generation also 500 rupees subsidy is there. That will be at the rate of 50 rupees per order. Then again the logistics or support is again there up to 500 for B2C and 2000 for B2B. It is available for the first 10 orders in both the cases. So it is basically the unit can start their online selling, and once they are able to sell online, for first 10 order they are getting the benefits, and once they get habitual, they will do it themselves. Again, there is a subsidy for packaging material. ONDC has done, Team Initiative has done a MOU with Indian Institute of Packaging. With their help, the packaging will be designed. Packaging designing has a subsidy of 2,000 rupees. That will be given to the person, to the agency designing the packaging. So I think if you tell all these benefits to your micro and small units, they will be benefited a lot. NSIC is having a target of onboarding almost 5 lakh MSEs, and 50% of beneficiaries are targeted to be woman-led. So the scheme is a corpus of 277 crores for 3 years. So you can see that how big the scheme is and how big the opportunity is available for our MSEs, our stakeholders, your clients to go to the online selling and use e-commerce. Then it is a very simple, their eligibility is very simple. Unit should be registered and they must have a valid Udyam registration certificate. Whether it is manufacturing or it is services sector, both are eligible to participate and register in team. Then one condition is there, they should not be previously onboarded on ONDC. And no duplicate assistance will be there. Then intra-state business for non-GST MSCs. MSCs without a GST number can only do business within their state only. So another opportunity for you, if a unit is getting businesses across the state, they will come to you for GST registration across different states. This is how to register. Even you can educate your clients about registering the MSCs. We are doing almost 150 seminars throughout the country. There we will be bringing the MSCs as well as the selling network partners at same place so that they can give them on the spot registration. So MSCs which are not having the Udyam registration, they can register for Udyam. This is the plan how they have to register, what are the information they have to fill. They can register online, they can fill necessary information, they can register through awareness workshops. They have the freedom to choose their SNP, seller network partners. They can choose any seller network partner and their product will be visible across all selling network partners. Now comes the post-registration policy process. Once they are registered, they will be onboarded on the ONDC platform and the chosen selling network partner, SNP, will contact MSC to complete onboarding on the ONDC. They will utilize the AI-based digital cataloging tools, so they can prepare their catalog based on that tool. Then they will be providing, the SNP will be providing the account management software, account management support like order fulfillment, order support, logistic support, training and capacity building, contract management between the buyer and seller for B2B transactions. इसके भी उन लोगों को हेल्प मिलेगी. So complete handholding support will be provided by SNPs. They will be guided through SNPs. They will receive aid in packaging designing and packaging from IIPs. IIP, Indian Institute of Packaging. So at 12 number of point, it gives the details of subsidies which are available. First, you have to do the cataloging. For that, subsidy is available. When we have to go for transaction, subsidy is available there. Demand generation के लिए subsidy है. Even logistic के लिए भी subsidy है, so that they can send their product at lower cost. And once they are packaging their material, packaging के लिए भी subsidy available है. So another thing is MSCs can change their selling network partner once during their journey. If they are registered with Paytm, they can go to Meesho also or any other selling network partner, lekin once only. And if MSC is not onboarded on choosing SNP within 30 days, the detail of MSC would be made available to the all SNPs matching the MSC's demand subdomain. जो प्रोडक्ट MSC बनाता है उस प्रोडक्ट से रिलेटेड मार्केट प्लेस जिस भी सेलिंग नेटवर्क पार्टनर के पास है, सबके पास उस MSC की डिटेल चली जाएगी, उस यूनिट की डिटेल चली जाएगी. SNP उससे कांटेक्ट करेंगे और ऑनबोर्ड करेंगे. देयर इज अ हेल्प डेस्क ऑल्सो, क्योंकि हम ऑनलाइन सेलिंग करते हैं तो डेफिनेटली हमारे पास ग्रीवांसेस आते हैं. तो अमेजोन और फ्लिपकार्ट में तो बस एक क्लिक पे ही हमें ग्रीवांस रिड्रेसल और ये सारे काम हो जाते हैं. तो same help will be given to our MSCs also through ONDC support. So this is everything about the team support which we are giving.
Deepika ma'am.
And
Deepika
another
ma'am.
thing, let me tell something about our SC/ST hub scheme, because some of your client must be from SC/ST also. I think it is visible.
Yes, sir, it's visible, sir.
Yeah, Honorable Prime Minister had launched the scheme in 2016 on 18th October. So it is exclusively focused on development of SC/ST populations. As you know that the government sector has to procure 4% procurement from SC/ST enterprises only. So this SC/ST hub scheme is exclusively for fulfilling the targets. So there are just various benefits, subsidies they are giving. I told you that we are having a single point registration for government sector participation. If you are having any SC/ST entrepreneur, they can register with us at expenses of 100 rupees only. If they want to register in our B2B portal, they are being given the subsidy of 80%. They can participate 4 domestic exhibitions and 2 international exhibition in 1 year. where they are getting huge subsidies on stall rental. They are getting freight charges, they are getting TA, they are getting ticket, even they are being reimbursed the airfare also. Then again, various persons and units are coming for their investment in term loan through you. So in their case, there is 25% subsidy with the overall ceiling of 25 lakh is available for SC/ST units. If any of your client has obtained term loan from the prime lending institutions, any bank, you can help them in realizing the subsidy. 25% is available. Then again, if your client is going to the bank, you are taking the proposal of your client to the bank. If the loan is sanctioned, बैंक लोन प्रोसेसिंग का भी 80% और 1 लाख रुपीस विच एवर इज लेस, ये उन्हें रिम्बर्स हो जाएगा हमारे थ्रू. अगर बैंक गारंटी उनकी सैंक्शन होती है तो बैंक गारंटी का भी प्रोसेसिंग चार्जेस के 80% या 1 लाख रुपया उन्हें रिम्बर्स हो जाएगा. इफ दे आर इन प्रोडक्शन, they are getting their product tested through any NABL accredited lab. यहाँ पर भी 80% और ₹1 लाख विच एवर इज लो उनको रिम्बर्स हो जाएगा. Even if any of the SC/ST client of yours is interested in getting membership of export promotion councils, यहाँ पर भी उनको 80% membership charges और 20,000 rupees whichever is lower in a one financial year मिल जाएगा. So I think you can tell all these things to your members. They will be getting a lot of benefits out of it. Thank you very much. It is where you can help the MSMEs. And another thing, shortly we are coming with the franchisee scheme also, where you can propagate our schemes on a charge. We will be sharing our processing charge with our franchisees. So that scheme is being prepared at our head office level. And once it is launched, I will share it with you also, so that you can be a part of the journey of NSIC. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I requested Deepika ma'am, please ask some questions which we get from our participant.
Yeah, so we have quite a few questions. I mean, first of all, I'd really like to thank you for being, giving such an enlightening presentation. And I'm sure all our members are going to be really helped with it. So I'll just come up with some questions that have been given to us, which are, of course, a few of them have been encompassed within the presentation, but however, I will just repeat in case, sir would like to add anything to these things. So the questions include what are the benefits of NSIC for MSME, which I'm sure a lot has been answered. And then what is the role played by NSIC in the development of entrepreneurship? So, and what is the limit of NSIC? And maybe if something can be said on this, Mr. Rautela, if you'd like to say something.
Yes, definitely. We are having the incubation centers across 6 locations, which are basically focused on creating the small enterprises. And many of our students have become successful entrepreneurs by now. Even at Okhla, where I am present right now, we are having almost 20 to 25 different kind of machines, right from making tofu to the oil expeller and many more machines, where a student can come and take hands-on training on the product they want to make. Even the bread making is there, cooking making is there, pattal making is there, masala grinding is there. All basic enterprises which a person with having a qualification 10th or 12th can start. So they can come, they can get training. It is a 10-month of training. It is a 3-month of training where we are telling them how to produce. Even the bankers are coming. They are helping them to make their bankable project reports. We used to submit their project report to the banks. They are sanctioning the loans. We are helping them to procure in the machines which they want to establish for their units. That is all the way we are having the students who want to become the entrepreneur as on date.
So that's very nice. I would really like to thank you, sir, for giving this answer. I'll go to the next question, which is generally what are the factors which has led to the growth of MSMEs, and how does the MSME help economic development?
Ma'am, I think MSMEs are the backbone of the country. That's why ICI has started the MSME Yatra, which is presently going on. Say it is whether it is GDP, whether it is export, everywhere we are having a huge share. One best thing about MSMEs are if we go for the employment generation, the per capita employment generation of MSMEs are almost 10 times to that of large scale industry. अगर लार्ज स्केल इंडस्ट्री 1 करोड़ के इन्वेस्टमेंट में एक आदमी को एम्प्लॉयमेंट देती है तो 1 करोड़ के इन्वेस्टमेंट में एक एमएसएमई 10 आदमियों को एम्प्लॉयमेंट देती है. So you can see that how big the scope is.
Yeah, that's right. I agree with you, sir. Also, it is going to the interiors. Our MSMEs are going to the interiors, and I would also like to say that all these skills which are there in our country, जो बहुत specific है, they are all coming to fruition. They are all being utilized by our MSMEs. Otherwise, so many skills, so many things would die. So yes, I
Yes,
would
because
agree, sir.
artisans are also coming under, they are also a part of MSEs.
Yeah.
So they are
That's right,
carrying
sir.
our tradition, our old traditions. The traditional things they are making, still they are making, and slowly they are improving them.
Right. So, just another question. What are the salient features of NSIC MSME credit facilitation? And how MSME loans can be availed through NSIC MSME credit facilitation?
Yeah, you can approach any of our branch, submit the proposal. I mean, proposal has to be submitted as per the requirement of the bank. What are their forms, what all the document they want, and you know it better than us. Then you have to decide which are the banks you want us to submit these proposals. And once the proposal is submitted, we follow up with the banks we expedite, we go to them for early sanction. One thing is for sure that if they are having any query, unit has to submit that document in time. But they are sanctioning our proposal at priority because this arrangement is monitored at a higher level of the bank also. They are being monitored at their head office level, where the proposal is pending and why this proposal is pending. And we are also taking up this thing with their head office so that they cannot delay. At least they cannot delay. They can refuse. Yes, they are. If they don't found it viable, they will refuse it. But they will not delay it. They will not say that कल आना या परसों आना. ये काम नहीं करेंगे.
Right. So that is basically the policy right now of in our country is supporting MSME so much that they will not delay it. They will do it very fast.
Yes, because we will approach their head office also. And another
Yes.
thing that as we are having MOU with many banks, so we are aware that which bank is doing aggressive sanctioning as on date. So every bank based on their policy and based on their guidelines, some are very aggressive on MSMEs. Those who have completed their priority sector target, they are a little bit slower. So it happens like that.
So with this NSIC support, it can be actually very fast.
Yes, it can be fast.
Yeah.
One
That's
more
very-
thing is that a CA is having a chartered accountant is having good relations with 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 banks. Where as an organization, we are having relations with many more banks than a single person can have.
Right. Sir, what are the target clients who can avail loans under NSIC MSME credit facilitation?
Yes, so all our MSMEs, he should be MSME.
That is the condition, that they should be
Yes.
just MSMEs.
Yes.
Right. Then the next question is, which are the lending institutions which are eligible for extending loans under NSIC MSME credit facilitation?
I think right now 16, 17 institutions are there. Even private banks are also there, whether it is ICICI Bank, whether it is AU Small Finance Bank, whether it is Yes Bank, whether it is PNB, Canara Bank, all are with us.
Right.
Details of the banks it is available in our website also. Even I can share you, and many more MOUs are in progress. Even I can share the list of the banks with whom we are having MOUs with you.
Fine. I think that will be very helpful if you can just share the list. I'm
Sure.
sure the list can be circulated to all the members.
Yes.
So that's very nice. If there are any more
And ma'am,
questions, we can take them. Yes.
yeah, ma'am, there is a one last question which I received just right now. I'm just
Okay.
sharing with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have shared, ma'am.
Yeah. So the question is how to access to reimbursement scheme of NSIC and how to apply for that.
Yeah, reimbursement scheme is for SC/ST hub office. You can approach any of our SC/ST hub office across 15 locations. The contact detail is in our website www.nsic.co.in. Their contact detail is there.
Okay. So I think a lot of questions have been answered, and even through the presentation, बहुत सारी चीजें आपने clear करी है. I'm sure our members will be able to benefit a lot from so much of information. Also, I think आपका number can be shared and other details
Yes,
for
definitely.
contacts can be shared.
Yes.
Anyone who wants to avail of any help can really come and contact. So I think it was a wonderful presentation, sir, and your questions, all the questions that you've answered, I'm sure will be very helpful. So thank you very much, sir. It was just very enlightening and interesting also. So thank you very much. I will just now call out our next speaker, that is CA Chetan Vyas. So I will just give a brief about CA Chetan Vyas. So Mr. Chetan Vyas is a chartered accountant by qualification, and he has been with the National Stock Exchange of India since 2009. And with professional work experience of about 14 years, he has overseen inspection and enforcement functions at National Stock Exchange. And since last 7 years, he provides guidance to SME corporates and merchant bankers for SME listings on exchange platform. And during these 7 years, he has traveled extensively in Gujarat and MR regions, and having met about 1,000 SME corporates and has been able to list around 120 corporates. So corporates from various sectors like chemicals, agri-tech, infrastructure, information technology, food processing, pharma, etc. have been successful in listing on NSE Emerge platform. And in addition to SME corporate listings, he now has the additional role to guide social enterprises like NGOs, trusts, and non-profit social organizations to get themselves registered for raising capital on NSE. So I welcome you, CA Chetan Vyas, to enlighten our members.
Thank you. Whether I'm able to hear you or you are able to hear me.
Yes, you're audible. You're audible.
Thank you. Thank you.
Right.
So I'm just sharing my PPT. Please confirm me, Deepika ma'am, or the person who is available here. Whether you can able to. Can you just allow me to so that I can share my PPT from my desktop, because it shows that the host disabled the attendee screen sharing.
Sir, there is an option in your screen to share the screen. Just in the bottom, please see there is the option of sharing screen.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Whether you now you are able to see this.
Yes, it's visible.
Okay. Yeah, it's visible. Thank you. So, dear friends, today the second topic on this auspicious day, we all know that today is a day which we celebrate in India, Small Industries Day, where, and we all know that the MSME Day, which we are celebrating on 27 June, similarly, the 30th August are considered to be the small scale industries day in across the India. All are celebrating this day, and on that day, Institute of Chartered Accountant of India has given me an opportunity to discuss with you all guys about what are the alternative opportunity for CA professionals who can work in a small industries. Let's I bring you first of all the basic understanding about what is a SSI, small scale industries. So as per we all know that as per the MSME Act 2006, I'm talking about micro enterprises, enterprises whose investment in plant and machinery and equipment does not exceed rupees 1 crore and whose turnover does not exceed 5 crore are called to be a micro enterprises. Secondly, a small enterprises is an enterprises whose investment in plant and machinery and equipment does not exceed rupees 10 crore and turnover does not exceed rupees 50 crore are called to be a small enterprises. So today, the small scale industry are covered under these two categories, a micro as well as a small enterprises. We all know that in India, there are different administrative bodies for SSAIs. The first of all, Office of Development Commissioners, MSME, Khadi Village Industries Commissions, Core Board, National Small Industry Corporation Limited, which earlier Dr. Sir has already given the detailed presentation on how NSIC helpful for each of us, where as a professional we can join hand and we can discuss with our professional, as a professional we can discuss with our client how we can help them to grow further. And lastly, the National Institute for Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises. So these are the major five bodies who are actively helpful for SSI in India. Now today my topic, which in which we I wish to discuss with you all guys, there is an ample opportunity for CA professional who can help the small and mid-sized enterprises to become a larger corporate. Because we all know that the first and foremost question will come for any company who wishes to grow, that is nothing but the how they can get the funding so that they can grow further. Generally, whenever we met with any MSME promoter, the first and foremost challenge for those entrepreneur was or has been that they are not getting the opportunity to increase his business, or if they wish to increase their business, there is a lacking of right kind of finance. Now it is not a challenge for an MSME company, because since 2012 we had launched a dedicated platform where in India MSME companies can come forward and list themselves on exchange board, which was not earlier possible in India, because before 2012-13 there is no such platform was available in India where an MSME company can think for go for listing and raise the funds from public domain. Let's I will talk about with you the history somewhere. If you heard the IPO of Reliance, we all know that that IPO size of Reliance Industries when they first come in the year 1977, that fund size of an IPO size is not more than 1 crore rupees. But now, though that particular company, Reliance Industry, has become a bigger company and larger corporate over a period of time with the help of capital market and with the right kind of fundraising from the public at a larger place. So it is nothing new. It's the same platform which earlier Reliance has started with their journey within a capital market. The same platform was launched in the year 2012-13, where government insisting within a financial task force in the year 2010, they asked them why there is a no new companies are becoming bigger companies and larger corporates in India. The first and foremost output of that particular report from financial task force was it is very difficult for any MSME company to raise the funds from public domain, because the exchange bylaws and rules and regulations are such a way where no companies will able to raise their funds from public at a larger price from capital market. So in the year 2012-13, government asked both the exchanges, NSE as well as BSE, to start a dedicated platform. A dedicated platform where MSME company can raise the funds from exchange at a larger place. So that platform is nothing but where an MSME company can raise their funds. The platform was regulated and has been regulated by SEBI. A separate segment in NSE which we called as NSE Emerge platform. The company will be listed on this platform with the same trading terminal, same trading members and same merchant bankers as main board. I'm just briefing you about some statistics with you. As on 26 August 2024, on NSE we had listed almost 525 corporates. We had raised almost 12,754 crore, which current market capitalization is around 1,75,000 crore. On NSE, this SME companies has on an average 24.29 crore fundraising for company. And out of this 525 companies, almost 140 corporates are migrated to a main board. So I'm talking about there are two platforms are in India. A main board where all big companies are coming with an IPO, where larger companies are got listed. There is a one more platform which we called as SME platform, where small and mid-sized company can come forward and list on the exchange board, which generally it is not possible before 2012 and 13. But now it is almost a 12 years has been done, and we had listed almost 500 plus companies on our board. So as a professional, it's our role to identify a such kind of entrepreneurs and promoters, guide them. There is an opportunity is available in the market where they can raise the funds from capital market. Now, as a professional, it is very difficult to first of all understand at which stage we have to discuss with our client whether they are eligible for going for listing or not. The first of all, I'm not talking about the stage where which you can see in the screen, that is called as a startup or SSI industries. SSI industries is an industry where their owner has started their business. They had raised their funds from family or friends. They had just started their businesses. Post that, there is one more stage will come which we called as early stage. Then only there are certain SSI industries will be there where the promoter can raise the fund from a debt instrument, government seed capital schemes, long-term debt, or they can raise the funds which earlier sir has also discussed, Dr. Rautula, about NSIC. There are dedicated venture capital funds or angel funds can be available where they can raise the funds. I'm talking about the stage, a growth phase, where company has already grown at particular level. He had used all the resources which are available in the market through the long term or maybe owner's capital or venture or other funds. Now at a stage where he wanting to get growth for next level, and currently he doesn't have the enough collateral where he can get the funding from financial banks or financial institutions. A stage where he can grow further, but there is also one more option is available. He can go to private equity or come forward and list on the exchange board. Let's say he choose for a private equity, then also there is a last stage will come where we called as the larger company, where generally you can see the main board IPO. The IPO size is more than 1000 crore, 400 crore, 500 crore. Those IPOs are called to be a generally a main board IPO or larger company IPO. So end of the day, if let's say a company who is not selecting here as an exchange SME listing, and he go for the private equity, then at particular juncture that company will go into the capital market after particular period of time and list themselves on main board as a main board company. So as a professional chartered accountant or as a professional CA, it is our role to identify an entrepreneur who wish to grow further, but there is an ample opportunities available where we can guide them. There are the opportunities of finances available. You have to grow in the next level. There is a potential investors are ready who can invest in such kind of company who willing to grow further, because the basic condition for any company to raise the money from public domain is exponential growth, and there must be a scalability of business. I will discuss about what are the eligibility criteria. First, post issue paid up capital for any SME IPO should not exceed 25 crore. Indirectly way, I can say that if a company has a paid up capital between 10 to 25 crore, there is an opportunity he can choose to go for a SME board or a main board. But when the paid up capital is less than 10 crore, there is an opportunity is only for going for a listing on SME board, which we call the NSE emerge board. NSE eligibility criteria for going for listing on exchange: minimum 3 years operational history. It means the company should have maybe a partnership firm or a private limited company should have minimum 3 years of positive cash accrual. Out of 3 years, 2 years there must be positive cash accrual. What is the meaning of positive cash accrual? Earning before interest, depreciation and tax. 3 years operational histories, 2 years of operational profit. Third, positive net worth. Capital plus reserves and surplus should be positive. And new recent circular which we had issued on the month of August, that is 22 August 2024. In that day, the FCFE should be positive. Free cash flow for equity should be positive at least 2 years out of 3 years, and which will be effective from 1st September 2024 onwards. Now I will explain also in detail what is a free cash flow for equity. Free cash flow for equity is nothing but, we all know that we had also calculated cash flow statement in private limited company or limited company. We have to take that cash flow from operation. Then we have to deduct the capital expenditure, net capital expenditure, whatever the capex expenses which we had done, plus net borrowings, whether it is a short-term borrowings, net borrowings, or cash credit, less interest expenses after deducting the tax. We all know that where the cash flow from operation will be determined, cash generated from operating activities minus income tax paid. Cash expenditure, capex, means purchase of property, plant and machinery, capital work in progress, sale proceeds of PEP यानी plant and machinery, any capital work in progress जिसको सेल किया है, and plus capital advances. It is called to be a capex. Net borrowings will be include proceeds from long-term borrowings. If any repayment will be done, it will be deducted. If any short-term borrowings, it will be added, and repayment of the short borrowings will be deducted. I will explain you one example. Let's say net cash flow from operating activity is 26 crore. Purchase of fixed asset is 19 crore. Repayment of loan, long-term loan is 7.3. New long-term loan, that is proceeds from loan, is 12.4 crore. Decrease in cash credit facility, that means short-term loan, it is decreased by 2.7 crore. Post-tax interest expenses around 4 crore. So FCFE means 26 minus 19 because it is a purchase of fixed assets, plus 12.4 because it is the proceeds from long-term loan, minus because it is repayment of a loan 7.3, minus cash credit decreases, that is minus 2.7, minus 4, that is an expense of interest post deducting tax. It means 5.4 crore. It is called to be a free cash flow for equity. So our condition is that out of last 3 years, 2 years should be FCFE positive. Then your company can be eligible for going for listing on exchange board. There are other regulatory frameworks which we have to understand. First of all, minimum 50 allottees. In IPO of SME companies, there must be 50 applications should be received on the day of an IPO, during the period of an IPO. Draft reading prospectus in the same format as the SME IPO will not be vouched by SEBI. Exchange will give all the observations. In SME IPO, 100% underwriting by a merchant banker. Minimum dilution is 25%. No grading requirement. And market making is compulsory for the SME IPO. We all know that, generally we all know that in SME company, there is one challenge will become, who will do the liquidity. So when this platform was launched in the year 2012, SEBI made compulsory to appoint a market maker for an SME IPO. Now who can become a market maker? A SEBI registered member, trading member, who is a member of an exchange, which we generally called as a broker, can become a market maker. Now what is his role? His role is to appoint, he will be the appointed as a market maker for any SME company who is going for an IPO. He has to apply the 5% of an IPO size as a market maker, and he will get the short delivery of that shares. During the date of listing to the till 3 years when the company is going to be main board, till 3 years this market maker role is compulsory. He has to give the buy side as well as sell side quote and give the liquidity into the market. Because we all know that in earlier days, when in India there is one exchange was launched, OTC exchange, that was got failure because of liquidity crunch. So that's why here the market maker mechanism is compulsory. What other post listing compliance? Half yearly audited accounts instead of quarterly on main board. Corporate governance norms are the same as the main board. Now, after completion of 3 years, the SME company can be able to migrate from SME board to main board by complying certain conditions. That conditions are very clear. Minimum 75 crore of net worth, 1000 shareholder requirement, and third, there must be no compliances, lapse, and paid up capital at least 10 crore, greater than 10 crore. Investor who can become a part as an investor in this SME company. Minimum application size is rupees 1 lakh. Minimum trading lot is rupees 1 lakh. And there can be possibility in this SME IPO, the underwriting can be done by a PE funds or QIB also. Now, as a professional, it is also a question why we ask our client to go for listing on the exchange board. What is the problems and what are the gain area where we have to discuss with our client. First of all, we have to understand that the listing will give the greater visibility. It will increase the goodwill of a company. It will also helpful to grow further, and it showcase the better governance in our organizations. But yes, there are certain pain area. Share earnings, we have to distribute our profits across our shareholder. We have to distribute our equity. And certain times, and a client feels that why should I dilute my proportion of shareholding? But my dear friend, as a professional, it is our role to guide him. This is the best opportunity for any entrepreneur to grow from a smaller industries to a mid-sized enterprises and mid-sized enterprises to a larger corporate. Because listing gives an opportunity to not only to get the raise the funds from the capital market, but it gives the higher visibility. Because we are listed certain company earlier when they are doing their business, very few people who are dealing with them as a client or a customers or their business persons, they are knowing them. But currently by listing on exchange board, there is a higher visibility is possible. And now this business is growing in a multifold. Generally, when there is a private limited and partnership firm will come, the credibility issue is always there. Where very few clients are come forward and do start their business immediately as they understand that these are the companies are very close held companies. But when the company go for a listing on exchange board, the credible point will increases because there is an additional compliances, corporate governance, and furthermore details will be available in a public domain larger place, so that it will helpful for anybody who can start and deal with the company for better growth. Till time for an SME company, the valuation is based on the land assets and what are the profit which is sourced in the books. But here, post listing, the valuation will be based on the of shares on which the company is going to be traded on exchange platform, which showcase the appropriate valuation of a company. With an enhanced corporate governance, the SME company get the better opportunity, not only in terms of business, but in terms of any business or any persons who can approach them and start discussion with them for further growth. We had seen that a post completion of listing of any SME company, we have certain examples also that where an SME company will get the business from outside the market where currently they are not prevailing because of not only a visibility, but there are certain people that are hesitant to do the business with them because of they are not able to understand who is actually the running and how the corporate governance are managing in that particular business. Because listing will brings the transparency across the shareholder as well as the business owners as well as the other customers and clients. Listing also gives an opportunity for an MSME company to raise the funds as through the banking channels because the RBI gives a clear-cut permissions. The listed company shares can be taken as a collateral. You all know that what are the companies who listed till date on exchange board, out of total Nifty 50, all 50 scripts, no promoter has given their land, assets, or home for raising the funds for the business. They had given their own promoter stake to the banking sector, and there they raised the funds. They raised the funds from that financial channels and used for the business growth, which currently no MSME companies had take the benefit because the private limited company shares cannot be taken by any banks for taking as a collateral. Post listing of exchange board, the the shares which are with the promoter, it can be treated as a currency. They can do the business through the enter into the new zone or new area by doing the merger, acquisition, and takeover. Sometimes in MSME company, we also heard that it is a challenge for them to get the high caliber employee, because sometimes the persons who has a high knowledge, but they do not feel that whether that MSME companies is able to give me the right kind of package which I generally feel. But we all know that for any entrepreneur to become a bigger corporate or to make a company to a bigger corporate, there is need of high caliber employee in the organization. But post listing, this can be a beneficial. We have one example where we had listed one company from IT industry, and that promoter has every time before an IPO they say that we are not able to recruit the right kind of persons in our organization for the development and growth of a business. But post listing, with the tool of capital market ESOP, they recruited one guy from IIT Mumbai, which can be helpful for them for the next growth business, and their business is multifolded. So listing do not give only the efficient raising for the capital, but there are n number of another benefits which I had showcased here, which can be beneficial for a company who can go for the listing on exchange board. We all know that every state government wants to grow their MSME companies. And here I had given some list where you can also see that and vouch that it is an opportunity for us as a professionals to start discussing with our entrepreneur, because this much subsidy which I mentioned here in the slide are given by the government, state government, for the growth of an SME companies. If the SME company wants to go for an SME IPO, they are giving the direct subsidy in terms of money. Let's say if I talked about the Kerala, reimbursement of 50% of IPO expenses subject to a maximum of rupees 1 crore. In Tamil Nadu government, one-time assistance of 50% of expenditure incurred up to rupees 30 lakhs. In Gujarat, assistance of 25 to 30% of expenditure incurred up to rupees 5 lakhs. In Himachal Pradesh, reimbursement of 50% of IPO expenses subject to of rupees 10 lakhs. In Punjab, reimbursement of 25% of IPO expenses subject to of rupees 10 lakhs. In Uttarakhand, one-time assistance of rupees 10% of expenses incurred up to rupees 2.5 lakhs. In Haryana, reimbursement of 20% of IPO expenses subject to rupees 5 lakhs. In Maharashtra, policy to provide the financial assistance to the first 250 SMEs, no amount was specified. In Odisha, financial assistance up to rupees 2% of total capital raised from SME exchange or 20% of the expenditure incurred of raising of capital from SME exchange subject to ceiling of rupees 10 lakhs. You see, this much total 9 states currently are giving the so much robust opportunity for us as a professional, where we can guide our entrepreneur. There is a state governments, central government, they all want an SME company who can in a growth phase, who has a potential for two litmus tests which I had already discussed: exponential business plan and scalability of business. If he has these two litmus tests to be passed, it is in our role where we can guide them. There is an opportunity is available where they can list on action board and raise the funds. Very simple process for any company who wish to list on exchange board. You have to first of all interact with us. We are present everywhere in across the India. We are one office in Ahmedabad, one office in Delhi, one office in Kolkata. We have the office in Chennai. We have an office in Bangalore. We have an office at Bombay. We are here to guide you, help you, and nurture you. How you can talk to your entrepreneur, how you can discuss with them where there is an opportunity is available, where you can discuss with them that there is a potential opportunity if the company fulfill the basic conditions, and there is a two litmus tests which I had already discussed: exponential business plan and scalability of business. If the entrepreneur does not want the scalability, if he does not want any exponential business plan, this platform is not for him. This platform is only for who wants to grow, who wants to grow further, he wants to serve across the India with a proper business plan. After meeting with us, we will ask to introduce you different intermediaries. The one of the foremost intermediary is nothing but the merchant banker who has a SEBI license. In India, any company who wish to go for an IPO, they have to meet with a merchant banker who is a main agency who can appoint different agencies and do the preparation for the IPO. They prepare one big thick booklet. Generally, we are not reading that document, but my friend, I am just urging you, whenever you have your or connects, you have to ask them any IPO. Before investing in any IPO, please read basic document DRHP, risk factor, object of the issue, and other details, financial statements before going to invest in this SME company's IPO. Because you all know that the SME companies always come with a higher risk. After that DRHP, it will be filed to the exchange board. After exchange submission, NSE will give the due diligence and then give the in principle approval. Post completion of in principle approval, the company can able to list on the exchange board. I will brief you this SME index. This is nothing but we had taken some sample companies. We had started this SME index in the year November 20, 2017 with a thematic index based on December 1, 2016 with a base value of 1000. Currently, it is at the post of Kafi. The return is around 42.34% return which we had received from this SME index. The constituents of this weighted based on the free float market capitalization, and you can see the top 10 sector of Nifty SME index was capital goods companies, information technology, healthcare, construction, service industries, fast moving consumers, media, entertainment, consumer durables, textile, and other categories. You can see this is the graph of till date SME company who are going for listed on exchange board. In this financial year 2024, almost 118 companies got listed on exchange board. You can see here in the year 12-13, we had only listed 2 companies, then 3, then 2, then 8, then 31, then 87, and now the corona phase has came. And in the last year, we had listed almost 138 companies in financial year 23-24. But my dear friend, it is not like that. In the year itself, 87 companies are met with us and discussed with us about an IPO. Out of 87, the few had met in the year 13-14. Few had met with us and discussed with us in the year 14-15. They prepared themselves and then they come for the listing on exchange board in the year 17-18. Similarly, you can see in 19-20, 20-21 and 21-22, very few companies are got listed, but in out of 138, few companies are met with us and were discussed with us about an SME IPO. They prepare themselves and then in the year 23-24, they come and list on the exchange board. So it should not be like that. Today we had met with an entrepreneur, it can be converted and within next coming 2 to 3 months, the company got listed. It is a hard preparation. We have to prepare themselves first of all. Generally, the foremost challenge which generally as a professional, which I met with the promoter came that those MSMEs has not shown proper books. They had not prepared the books where they can go and list on the exchange board because they all are feeling for saving the tax. And as a chartered accountant, sometimes we had guided them. It is not fruitful for them to pay the tax at initial year. But my dear friend, it is our role, first of all, to understand that the valuation in capital market is purely based on the profit after tax on which the company is going to earn. Because any investor, let's say if you are an investor, you also see that what the company is earning. If the company is not able to earn good, then nobody is ready to list and ask for the investment in such company. So my dear friend, it's my humble urge as a professional to guide your each and every client to showcase the right kind of profits in their books. Whatever they earn, please showcase in that books and pay the tax. Because I will give you the brief about how the valuation will be done in SME IPO. The IPO valuation is based on the PE multiple. Generally, the valuation can be done on DCF, discounted cash flow method, and other method, generally when the valuation will be done by the valuers. But here in capital market, the valuation is based on the industrial PE and in which P generally the SME investors are ready to invest in such a company. Generally, SME investors are ready to invest in any particular company within a PE multiple of 8, 10, and maximum 12. So what happened? If let's say X is a company wants to go for a listing on the exchange board, we have to see that what is the profit after tax of last 31st March 24. Then we have to see the what is the profit after tax after in the books in the year 23, and what is the profit in the year 31st March 22. We have to give the weight. Let's say in the first year 22 23, 21 22 it is a 1 crore, 22 23 it is a 2 crore, and 23 24 it is a 3 crore. We have to give the weight of 1, 2, and 3. We have to multiply with each. 1 is to 1 is equal to 1, 2 multiplied by 2 it is 4, and 3 multiplied by 3 is 9. 1 plus 2 plus 1 plus 4 plus 9, it comes around 14. 14 divided by 6, it comes around 2 point something. So whatever the 2 point, let's say we can put the figure as 2.5 is the weighted average profit after tax. And if I give the P multiple of 10, the company's valuation is around 25 crore. Out that valuation, the 25% of each, that is around 6.5 or 7 crore can become as an IPO in capital market. So let's say if a promoter, that X company which we had discussed, is actually earning a 5 crore, but he's showcasing 3 crore in his books. So he's saving the tax on 2 crore, that is 25% of 2 crore is around 50 lakhs. But the valuation of 2, if it is already shown in the PAT, then that 2 gives the 10 PE multiple, it means 20 crore of valuation. So if he shows the 5 as a PAT, then 10 is a PE multiple, then the 50 crore will be the valuation. So my dear friend, if the company is not able to showcase the right kind of picture to its investors, nobody is ready to invest in such company. And I had seen that each and every MSME companies has a healthy net margin in their books within range of 15 to 20%. But somewhere down the line, they are not showcasing the right picture in their books and financial statements. As a professional, it is our duty to showcase them and guide them and ask them to pay the tax and see the right picture, what exactly they are earning in the books. So this is the value proposition which I wish to discuss with you in today's topic. That is nothing but exactly how as a professional we can do, how as a professional it's an our opportunity in this SSI companies and mid-sized companies, where we can guide them, nurture them, and give the service as a CA profession. First, you can give the IPO consultation services. You can be stand out different from the others because it creates the higher visibility. Secondly, post listing, there is a huge opportunity because 550 to 526 companies got listed on exchange board. Each company wants a good professional who can guide them post listing all corporate governance related services. And third but not last, fourth but not last, that is nothing but the investment opportunity. Because if you heard that all big investors, they had identified a right entrepreneur at very early stage. If you had identified a right entrepreneur who has a potential to become a bigger corporate, you can be a part as an investor in that particular company and increase your wealth through the opportunity as an investor in that particular company. So generally, I always say in a CA professional session, it is nothing new for each professional to find every time a new client. We have to make our client to a bigger client. We have to grow our client, and motto is grow with your client. Win-win situation. If you grow your client, definitely your practice will grow and people will grow. You can see any successful chartered accountant who do the practice since last 20 or 30 years. You had seen that chartered accountant had made his client a bigger corporate. I had met so many chartered accountant who has already crossed the age of 60, 65 and who has done the successful in his practice. They say that always we had made our client a bigger corporate. We had made their client a bigger company. And with them, they had also grown. So my dear friend, it's an opportunity for us. and it is current opportunity, and it will be available for us, where we can be a good professional, right kind of professionals, where we can become a best practitioner within a grow with our clients as a motto. NSE always do the different types of seminars with professional bodies, industrial associations, industrial clusters. We had done the strategic types with different states, and we do the awareness workshops, skills, and coaching discussions with each industrial associations and banking sectors. This is our the contact details. You can contact me. My name is CA Chetan Vyas. This is my number. You can save this, and please do let me know. We can have a good chat on this topic. So thank you.
It was a wonderful session. It was really a wonderful session. I mean, in fact, it's been an eye opener for me also. And it's like, I feel the state governments are giving so much to our MSMEs and so many of, I would say opportunities and so many of SOPs, I would say that. So it is really amazing. And you've really actually explained it so nicely. It's enlightening. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Deepika ma'am. Thank you.
So, Devang, we have questions for Mr. Chetan Vyas.
I have shared with you, ma'am, and
Yes.
rest of I am also sharing with you. Please ask
Yes.
this question.
So, the first question is, can you explain practical procedure to list MSME to SME board?
So practical procedure is nothing but, first of all, any chartered accountant who wish to ask his client to go for listing on exchange board, first of all, there are two litmus tests which I had said: exponential business plan and scalability of business. I can explain in a different way. If I have to check whether that company is, and whether it is an exponential business plan or scalability is there or not. So first of all, see that since last 5 years, whether that company is grown in its turnover or not. If the company has grown from 1 crore to 5 crore, 5 to 10 crore, 10 to 15 crore, and he has a potential for grow his business from 15 to 20, 20 to 50 crore, but there is a lacking of fundraising, and that's why he's not able to grow further. It is called to when he has an exponential plan. And scalable, I can put in a different way. Whatever the services and product he is manufacturing or services providing, currently he is providing the service at particular city or a state, but whether he has that plan to spread this particular product and services across that particular state and surrounding states, he has that plan, whether he wanting to grow further or not, that can be called as a scalable of business or not. So that is the two basic litmus tests. And then you have to see the eligibility criteria which I had mentioned in my PPT. The first, there must be 3 years operational business. It can be a partnership firm or a private limited company, it will be fine. Out of 3 years, there must be 2 years positive cash accrual. There must be operational cash accrual from the business. The paid issue, paid up capital should not exceed 25 crore, which is I specifically mentioned in the PPT also. And fourth, we had not mentioned any turnover and revenue figure, but yes, the SME platform is in a public domain platform. Public is investing. We wanting a right kind of company will come forward and list on the exchange board. So as a professional, it is our duty to identify an entrepreneur and guide him how he can grow further.
Thank you very much. That's very nice, actually. Further, how to approach SEBI for listing and what required documents we need to compile?
So generally in this SME IPO, the merchant banker will be appointed, which I had also shown in that steps also. In India, anybody, any company who wish to go for an IPO, they have to appoint a SEBI registered merchant banker who is in a category one merchant banker. There is no category, but there is a white paper is issued coming days. There's a two categories will be there, category 1 and category 2. But currently there is no category, only one merchant banker is there who has a registered intermediary. We have to meet with them. He will give you the proper checklist and documentary evidence which we have to prepare, and he will guide you how the things will be rolled out and how the things will be to be in place, because we all know that in a private limited company there are certain documentary evidence are not yet prepared. There are no such general meetings and annual general meeting will be held. So all documents will be prepared with under the guidance of merchant banker. Ma'am, you are on mute.
Deepika ma'am, you are on mute.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. I'm sure that answers the question. Further, we have more questions. We have what should a stock market index be? And what is the basic idea in an index?
Yeah, I will explain you. Index is nothing but the combination of certain scripts. If you wish to understand whole about what is an index, and we have a dedicated site related to II index related, we have a dedicated site of NSE where you can search and you can have the detailed knowledge about each index. Index is nothing but the group of certain scripts which will be identified based on that particular index agenda. Let's say if I had talked about SME index, so in that SME index we had selected certain 10 companies, and that 10 companies based on certain criteria, that will be every particular period of time we will change that 10 companies based on their performance or based on that continuously eligibility of that particular index. So index is nothing but the group of certain script. If I talked about Nifty 50, there are 50 scripts will be every time it will be identified, and that will be traded in that particular segment. And this index is basically for the future and option. Generally Nifty, when I talked about the Nifty 50, it gives the index and it is pool of certain script. It is a total pool of certain script. The same, there are different index are there in Indian capital market. Similarly, BSE has Sensex, that is a 30 companies combination. We have a different index also, FinNifty index. We have a thematical index are there, different indexes are there. So you can go through and read that particular detailed discussions which is there in Google. You can search that index, you can get the proper details and much more in detail. This is not the right platform which I can discuss further on that particular point.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm sure, because if you start discussing on that, then you need another full session, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Right. So we'll go to the next questions. Then the next, again, it's the same question. What kind of indices exist? Why are the indices important? Then what is bid, ask, bounce?
I'm not getting the exact question. Bid, ask, bounce. I am not getting the exact question. Can any person who has written, please rewrite the question so we can able to understand the question.
Yes, exactly. What is it that you want to know? Meanwhile, I'll come to the next question. Please give some deliberation on NGO listing if possible.
If I brief in a 5 minutes, very few time is available with me. If you heard recently, there are 2 to 3 NGOs in India had already listed on exchange board. If you heard the Nirmala Sitharaman finance minister speech in the year 2020-23 finance minister speech, we had passed in parliament the act where NGO can also go and come forward list on exchange board. Now India is as such a place where NGOs and trust can also raise the funds from the listing on exchange board. And the purpose of this particular platform to better cause for the particular group of people. The object behind this SSC platform to socially upliftment of the particular group of people. We had started this platform since last 6 months. We had got ample opportunity. We had almost registered 25 plus as NGOs on our board. You can go on our website. You can see the list of them. There are 2 stages. First, which we called as a registration, and second stage where they can go for the raising the funds from the public at a larger place. The object behind that, any NGO who wishes to do the better activity, and he has already done the better activity, there are certain eligibility norms for them to be registered on our board. If let's say they have come out with some object or a project, they need a fund. Sometimes in India, these NGOs are doing very good work, but sometimes they are not getting the right kind of donors. With the platform of NSC, we brought we make visible those trusts on our board, so that anybody who wishes to do the philanthropy work and do the donation in that particular trust, they can come forward and give the donation to that particular trust who are going for raising the funds on our board. In that particular case, any donor will not get any benefit of income tax. Let's see, we got in ATG as per the Income Tax Act, where we do the donation normally in any trust and NGO. But when you are giving the donation through this exchange platform, there's no such kind of donation benefit will be available, because it is purely a philanthropy work where we are insisting, and India wants to, if something is good, it will be showcased to across the people, and right kind of people will come forward and do the donations. Similarly, currently it is also in a gray area where whether the any corporates will do the donation, will they get the CSR or not. But it is still time. SEBI wants higher number of NGOs will come forward, and then they take the decisions on that particular point also. But this is the brief about this. Within a 2 or 4 minutes, I am able to explain, because that is also a whole topic which I can discuss 1 hour and able to brief about this particular platform. But we have a small time to have a discuss on this point, so sorry for that. But you can touch me, I can give the proper guidance. Touch base me through my mobile number. I can guide you further and discuss in detail about how the SSC can come forward and list themselves and raise that funds for their projects.
No, that's very nice. I mean, very enlightening. But I'm sure the organizers. In fact, Devang is also here. I'm sure they're listening, and they'll be able to arrange a specific program for enlightening on this issue, and I'm sure it'll be very helpful to everyone. However, it is जितना भी अभी आपने बताया, it's very nice, and we can rather. I think the person who asked bid ask bounce has not reframed the question or not given clarity. Do we have any further questions, Devang?
No, ma'am, there is no any further questions more.
All right.
So
So
thank you. Yeah, ma'am. Continue.
In fact, I want to thank you first. It is like I would really like to thank you both, Mr. Sanjay Rautela and Mr. Chetan Vyas. It was just very enlightening and very interesting. In fact, an eye opener, I would say that. And I'm sure, the people, our MSMEs who are listening, will be really benefited from it. Of course, your numbers and your contact details can be shared with all the members, and anybody who wants to go into the details and, understand what further they can do to either get some funding or either get this listings or either, so many of the things that you've told, they want to go ahead with any of them. I'm sure they'll be able to contact you. Plus, I would also like to tell all the listeners and all the members, please, you have any further questions, you can really ask, write to us. And, we'll be able to answer those questions. They can be, the questions can be given to Mr. Sanjay as well as Mr. Chetan, and they can definitely get back to us with the answers and the details if you really want so. So I would really like to thank the speakers. It's been really nice. I would like to thank the CA office, the organizers, and Mr. Raj Chawla, that for organizing such a wonderful event. And of course, the way he's been telling about this yatra, it looks to me that his family doesn't get to see him. He's so much engrossed with the MSME and their welfare. So it's such a wonderful work that he's doing, and I feel it's really thrilling and nice. I'm sure our people will be able to grow. So I thank you all. Thank you very much for today being here. And I can hand it over to Devang. You want to say something?
Thank you so much, Sanjay sir, Chetan sir, and Deepika ma'am, for taking this a wonderful session and giving a very knowledgeable things to our members.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Namaskar.
Yeah, sir. Thank you, Ashok.